Good evening, guest and fellow Toastmaster. A warm welcome to meeting number 35 of the Gabbys Online Club. I am Toastmaster Bimpy Kumari, your Sergeant at Arms for today's meeting. I am sure you are as excited as I am. The meeting will be blocked for 2 hours and you are expected to stay for the entire duration. Before we start meeting, I want to highlight some key points. Your video should be on and your audio should be off. Audio should be on only when you are called to speak or need to speak. Regarding the topics of sex, religion, and politics, even though Toastmaster International doesn't put any restriction on speaking on these topics. At the Gabbys Toastmaster, we request all the speakers and role takers to be mindful and responsible and abstain from expressing any controversial views on these sensitive topics. Also urge you to be cognizant of the fact that we as a club practice diversity and inclusion in letter and spirit, hence ensuring there are no sexist, racist, or any such undertones that create hostility and discomfort for members and guests. Let me call upon today's presiding officer and as well Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Sudhakar Thamankar. I would like to introduce him before calling him on the stage. Toastmaster Sudhakar, with a distinguished career spanning 19 years, he is a seasoned chartered accountant, has held leadership positions for 14 years, overseeing all the aspects of finance, widely recognized for his powers in transforming diverse environments. Toastmaster Sudhakar specializes in establishing finance teams from inception and prioritizing system design processes and financial controls. Let's give him a round of applause for him and pass the stage over to you. Over to you, to TMOD of the day, Sudhakar, Toastmaster Sudhakar.
Thank you for such a warm welcome, fellow Toastmasters and guests. That was Toastmaster Bimpy Kumari, our Sergeant at Arms for today's speech marathon. Can we have a big round of applause for her? A very good evening to all of you. It is my pleasure to be presiding officer as well as Toastmaster of the day over the Gabbys speech marathon. I would like to welcome and acknowledge the presence of all the guests to our meeting. Dear guests and visiting Toastmasters, we appreciate you joining us. Sorry, just a minute. Due to paucity of time, we won't have an opportunity to have each of you introduce yourself, but we would love to know you. I would urge you to use the chat function to share brief intro of yours. And when time permits at the end of the meeting, we will surely come back to you for your feedback. For the benefit of guests, I would want to reiterate that the Toastmaster is a home to people who wish to face their fear of public speaking. Not only that, if you love to connect and network with others, if you want to hone your leadership skills, Toastmaster is the place for you. It's a safe place to learn, unlearn, and relearn. We are proud to carry forward this 100 years old legacy, which is spanned over 100+ countries. For the benefit of guests, I would like to explain structure of the speech marathon. Normally, regular Toastmaster meetings, we have 3 sections: prepared speech, table topics, and the evaluation. But today, as this is a speech marathon, we have only 2 sections, that is prepared speech and second one is the evaluation session. To help me in today's speech marathon, I have a timer. And timer for today is Toastmaster Sandeep. Sandeep Belekar recently retired from corporate career after working for almost 27 years. He was an active Toastmaster almost for 8 years between 2008 to 2016, but took a break from the Toastmaster and now restarted his journey as a Toastmaster with the Gabbys. Over to you, Toastmaster Sandeep. Please explain your role.
Thank you, Presiding Officer and Toastmaster of the Day, and good evening, fellow Toastmasters. As a timer, my job is to make a note of time taken by all speakers as well as all the evaluators. We do not have table topics today, so I'll spare the details. There are two types of speeches. Icebreaker speeches typically have 4 to 6 minutes of time allotted, whereas most other type of speeches have 5 to 7 minutes. And today we also have a special speech which will take about, which is allotted time of 10 to 15 minutes. For evaluation, it will be 2 to 3 minutes, where on the second minute I will show the green card, third minute I will show the yellow card, and on the 2.5 minute I show the yellow card, and third minute I will show the green card. Just for the purpose of demonstration, I would like to show you the cards, but I'm my mouse is not responding. So bear with me, I'll figure that problem out. But over to you, TMOD.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sandeep, for your detailed explanation. Now let's move to the first session, that is prepared speech. And our evaluator for first speaker is Noor Mohammed. Noor Mohammed, can you please confirm your presence?
Yes, Toastmaster, I'm here.
Thank you. Our first speaker is a dedicated professional at Kotak Bank, where he ensures financial excellence daily. Beyond the office, he is a family man, cherishing moments with his family of 4. He embodies balance, embracing both work and play with the equal enthusiasm. That is Speaker Toastmaster Yogesh Kumar, and he is attempting his path leadership development, level 1, project number 1, and project name is Icebreaker Speech. Essentially, the project objective will be for the member to introduce himself to the club and learn the basic structure of the public speech. Please note that speech duration will be 4 to 6 minutes. Toastmaster Yogesh Kumar, better late than never. Better late than never, Toastmaster Yogesh Kumar.
Thank you. Good evening, General Evaluator and fellow Toastmasters. I take this opportunity to thank you all for giving me an opportunity to speak in this forum. I'll introduce myself. My name is Yogesh, and I'm an MBA graduate. I've done MBA in finance. I work for Kotak Mahindra Bank, and I take care of debit card operations. About my family, my mother, my wife, and myself. We are 4 members in our family. I'll begin with my hobbies. My hobbies are playing cricket and watching cricket. I have spent most of my time playing and watching cricket. I idolize Sachin. Alongside, I also like to listen to music, melody music, as well as folk music. I like the voice of Mr. S.P. Balasubramanian. And I also like to listen to the music composed by Ilayaraja and Hamsalekar. Well, I also play a little bit of chess and Sudoku. Chess has taught me how to build strategies. Sudoku has taught me patience and perseverance. I read books as well. Most of them are non-fictions. Well, I have read many books written by many authors, but I name a couple of them like Chetan Bhagat and Ravi Subramanian. Coincidentally, both of them are bankers turned writers. And coming to my interests, I developed interest in finance, economics, and stock market during my college days. And I'm a commerce graduate as well. And I'm working in the banking profession. I would like to keep myself updated on day-to-day developments in banking, finance, and economics. I watch YouTubes and I follow a couple of influencers like Anand Srinivasan and Vasant Maheshwari, Rachna Ramade, and so on. Now, why I am in Toastmasters? On January 12th, there was a situation where I had to present a topic in front of my colleagues and my seniors. We were a team of 5 people, and 3 of my colleagues did their part. And when my turn came, I could not even utter 4 to 5 sentences confidently. And I failed. The whole day was bad for me. I could not even speak to people around me, looking into their eyes. I was so embarrassed. I was sitting in the corner of a room thinking, how did this happen? And one more thing stuck to my mind. If I don't work on my weakness, I will not be able to progress in my career. I decided to work on my fear of public speaking. I started browsing in the internet. I saw a couple of sites from a couple of institutions where I updated my contact details. And I updated the contact details in Gabbys and Toastmasters as well. And the next day, I got a call from Meeta M. Shah. She explained me how the Toastmaster functions, and she also advised me to attend a meeting as a guest. So I did attend the meeting, I liked it, and I decided to join. Now, I have attended some 4 or 5 sessions, and I have already seen a couple of excellent speeches by the speakers. And I also want to be one such speaker once again. So I thank Meeta M. Shah for advising me to join this club. And I also thank Manvi and Sudharma for helping me in preparing the speech. I really curse myself for not joining the club earlier. I was wondering why I could not join this club several years before. But I had little thing to do. I can't change that. What's in my hand is that I can further improve myself in my public speaking skills and leadership skills. So I decided to join this. Better late than never. Thank you.
Excellent. Let's give a standing ovation to Yogesh Kumar, being his first icebreaker. Yogesh, I am also a big fan of Chetan Bhagat. Thank you for that. Moving on. Moving on. Our evaluator for the second speaker is Bimpy Kumari. Bimpy, can you please confirm your presence?
Yeah, I'm there.
Thank you. Our second speaker is a dedicated student currently enrolled at the esteemed institution of IIT BHU. I guess BHU is Bhubaneswar, if I am not wrong. Okay, driven by a fervent desire for personal growth and self-improvement, that is Toastmaster Arsh Sharma. Today he is attempting Presentation Mastery Level 1, Project 1, and name is Icebreaker Speech. And purpose of this project is for him to introduce to the club and learn the basic structure of the public speech. Duration is 4 to 6 minutes. Toastmaster Arsh Sharma, word only makes sense when you force it to. Word only makes sense when you force it to. Toastmaster Arsh Sharma.
So, hey everyone, world only makes sense when you force it to. Can you guess whose quote it is? Anyone? Let me give you a clue. It is a quote of one of the superhero. Anyone knows? No. Let me tell you. This quote is of Batman. I've read somewhere that person tends to like a superhero that resembles his own personality. My favorite superhero is Batman. You may guess that it's because he has fancy gadget and he's too rich, but that's not the main reason. He has something that many superheroes lack, an incredibly firm principle that he upholds, even at the most adverse conditions. He will die upholding those principles. While many of you think that many people around us claims to have such principle, but here's the twist. During life and death situation, they may compromise with those principles and protect themselves. On the other hand, Batman is standing unwavering. I like his quality and admire and tries to incorporate in myself. Sometimes I find myself questioning my existence and pondering the essence of who truly I am. Do anybody care about my presence in this vast universe? These existential musings often cross my mind. Upon entering college, that is IIT BHU, Banaras Hindu University, the practice of introducing ourselves during the initial days of classes often puzzled me. I question the necessity of this practice as I used to think that the teacher who there wouldn't remember us all of us individually. However, with time, I came to realize that it was not about the teacher to learn to remember us, but it was an opportunity for us to introduce ourselves in such a way that captivates everyone, leaving a lasting impression to all of us. So, hey everyone, I'm Arsh Sharma, a teenager in his last year of his teenagehood, currently navigating his challenges in IIT. My childhood was simple yet fulfilling. I was born and brought up in Patna. I used to live in joint family with my grandparents, but my father used to live away from us due to his transferable job. I remember being quite afraid of him as a child. After all, he was 6 feet tall with a robust physique and a habit of scolding. But we share a typical Indian father-son relation where love is deeply felt but often goes unexpressed. I'm particularly close to my mother. I can sit with her for hours just to soak myself in her presence. And my sister, oof, she used to be my one of the first enemy I've ever had in my childhood. But now she has transformed into one of my best friends. As with time, we matured from the child who used to quarrel between among us to a mature friend to which we can say everything. Strangely, I find every member of family loving me more than my sister. Now, I completed my schooling from an all boys school and I enjoyed every bit of it, which turned out to be a highlight of my childhood. Upon passing every grade, I used to think that this was the best year. And thinking about that, I was used to very sad, thinking this was the one of the best year, and coming year would be not as much as the year which has passed. But later to realize that the coming year was, if not just as the previous one, was going to be more exciting. This taught me a unique lesson to live in present and to live in present. Okay, without dwelling too much on past and thinking too much about future. I'm also a great music lover. Hindi, Urdu songs are my passion, and you can often find my headphones at places, serving as my constant companions. As an introvert, I hate, not hate, I just avoid meeting new people, but this music helps me to interact with a lot of new people online and offline. Overcoming this habit of stage fright and nervousness with you all was a wonderful experience. And I have joined the world of Toastmaster to learn and explore with all of you and pushing myself toward excellence. As the superhero says, As my superhero says, the world only meant when you force it to. Thank you.
That's inspiring, Sharma. Welcome to the Toastmasters Club. Let's give a standing ovation to Arsh as well. Welcome to the club once again.
Thank you.
Moving on, our next evaluator for next speaker is Raja Balaji, Toastmaster Raja Balaji. Can you please confirm your presence?
Yes, I'm there.
Thank you. The next speaker is a fun-loving, ambitious, and sporty person. Alongside her profession as a product manager, she finds a delight in exploring new places and immersing herself in different cultures through travel. Toastmaster Prabha Luhaniwal. Today she is attempting her path dynamic leadership, level 1, project number 1. And the project name is Understanding Your Leadership Style. She got 2 project objective. The first one is objective is for the member to identify her primary leadership style or styles. The second purpose would be to share some aspect of her primary leadership style or discuss leadership style in general. Please note, speech duration is 5 to 7 minutes. Toastmaster Prabha Luhaniwal, unplanned leadership. Unplanned leadership, Toastmaster Prabha Luhaniwal.
How many of you here wants to be a great leader? So I think we are all on this path of leadership, right? But why? Those who raise their hands, would you like to share your reason in just one word? Why do you want to be a leader?
Grow in career aspects.
Okay. Okay. So I think we have signed up Toastmasters for the right reason, right? And if you look closely or notice the reasons behind becoming a great leader or even on leadership path, you would notice that there's this common theme that revolves around the reason is that the sense of purpose. I never thought I would ever become a leader, but I always wanted to build impactful products for the people that makes their life easier. But I always wanted to do it all alone because I have been lone wolf and individual contributor in my career. But you see, this sense of purpose to build product had led me to the product management role, and then something unplanned. 3 years ago, I was promoted to product manager role in my company. And for those who don't understand what product manager role is, it's a leadership role that works with multiple teams to build or improve digital products like apps or websites. So I was so happy and excited to embark on this journey, but I had zero idea about the kind of leadership that this role will require. So when I had to build my first product, I had to build the strategy and vision as to what the problem this product will solve for the customers, how the product will look like in the end, and what all resources will be required in terms of building it, right? So I researched a lot and did everything I could to build the strategy and plan in place, but all by myself because, habits die hard. When I was ready, I set up the meeting with all the leadership team and stakeholders because stakeholders had a key role in contributing this product management lifecycle. So here comes the day when I had to present my strategy to these stakeholders. I was so excited. My confidence was skyrocketing and I was like, we have to build this product to solve this XYZ problem. And this is my plan. This is how it's going to work. And without asking anything, I started going into details of the plan. And I was going on and on and on. And after a while, I heard a gunshot. Not the actual one, but a question that I was not ready for. And then another. And slowly, there was this bombardment of questions and concerns coming from all the stakeholders. And at that moment, I felt like my confidence was going down, down, down to the ground. And oh man, I was trying too hard to work against the gravity to pull up my confidence back and dodging the bullets and those questions in terms of, I mean, like bullets, to those questions and concerns. But you see, I was standing alone against the army of domain experts. I felt like a fish out of water, completely bewildered and having no clue. So with zero consent on my strategy, I came back home with big disappointment. I was so angry, so frustrated, just felt like kicking someone's face with my foot. Thank God I went to the boxing class that day. But you see, that purpose of building the product made me replaying that meeting again and again in my head to understand what went wrong, why I was not able to convey what I had to, and examined every question and concern raised by them. With time, I realized that unknowingly I was being authoritative and not democratic. I forgot to include them from the beginning of my research and strategy and everything. And there was this huge gap between my vision and their vision. And on top of that, I failed to inspire them to come on board on this journey of building the great product. So as my next step, I went and talked to every stakeholder to understand their perspective. And finally, we all sat down together to understand the challenges and solutions coming from each other. During that discussion, I felt the sense of ownership. There was this sense of ownership that everyone was part of this product and contributed to it. And in that moment, I realized the power of collaboration, the power of creating the shared purpose and understanding among the team. It was then I realized the true essence of leadership and how unexpectedly I was becoming one. It was then I understood that it was a leadership without authority. It wasn't about knowing all the answers. It was about asking questions, including people, team members, and building trust and encouraging their contribution and also let them grow. So I believe for leadership, there's no fixed template. For every situation, there will be different leadership style that will be demanded. So we just need to be mindful and things will fall in place. With that, fellow Toastmasters and dear guest, I would leave you with a quote borrowed from a great leader, Simon Sinek, I believe. Leadership is not about being in charge. It is about taking care of those in your charge. Thank you. Over to you, TMOD.
Thank you, Prabha. I agree that everybody wanted to become a leader, and leadership is surely a journey. And after spending 14 years in leadership, actually, I kind of thought I'm still not perfect. That's why I joined Toastmaster Club. Can we have a round of applause for Prabha? Moving on for next speaker, evaluator is Toastmaster Arushika Pandey. Arushika, can you please confirm your presence?
Yes, I am available.
Thank you. The next speaker, she is a MBA and management consultant at Accenture Strategy. She is a bibliophile. I'm sorry if I'm misspelling it. Gardening enthusiast, fitness freak, and a baker. Toastmaster Monica Ashwini. Today she is attempting Path Visionary Communication Level 2 Project 2. Project name is Understanding Your Communication Style. She got two purposes in this project. First one is to learn about different communication styles and identify her primary style. Second will be to share the impact of her style on others. The speech duration is 5 to 7 minutes. Toastmaster Monica Ashwini, the only journey is the journey within. The only journey is journey within. Toastmaster Monica Ashwini.
It is often said that communication is the solvent of all the problems, and it is also the foundation of personal mastery. Hello and good evening to one and all present over here. I am Monica Ashwini, and today I am going to take you through various paradigms of my personal development through which I discovered my communication style. Before I proceed, I would like to ask you all a very simple question. A situation maybe. Most of us over here have worked or are working in corporate setups. So if we go in a meeting, with what mindset do we go in that meeting? I'll exemplify this. I'll simplify this further. Option number one, do we go with a fixed mindset? Do we go with a fixed goal that we need to achieve this thing in this particular meeting? Number two, do we just go with the flow of the meeting? That whatever comes, we take it. Number three, are we an active or a passive listener? Do we just restrain ourselves from participating in the meeting? Or number four, do we take a step back and only answer or pass an opinion when asked for? Anyone would want to take a stab at it? May I see a raise of hands, please? TM Sudharma, would you want to take a stab at it?
Can you repeat the question?
With what intent do you go in a meeting? Do you want to achieve something? Do you just go with the flow? Do you just act as a passive listener? Or do you just answer when you're asked to?
I'm going to learn something new.
Okay, okay. TM Sunil? Yeah, please go ahead.
For me, actually, combination of all four, that depending on the situation.
Okay, okay. Guest Sunil?
Yes, I also go to a meeting to achieve something, to participate actively as well.
Okay. Thank you so much for your answers. Through these answers, we get to know what kind of communication styles can there be. For example, it can be initiating, wherein I can initiate a discussion. It can be supporting, wherein I take a step back and only answer when asked to. It can be direct, wherein I put facts and figures and I want a specific goal out of that meeting. I take you 7 years back, 2015, 2016. Throughout my high school years, I was actively participating in public speaking. I used to love being on stage. I used to participate in speech, extempore competitions, and I used to love doing that. What I used to do was very simple. I used to jot down my thoughts on a piece of paper, recite it, practice it a few times in front of the mirror, and then deliver it in front of the audience. So my communication style was very direct. I used to put facts and figures, thoughts on a piece of paper, deliver it in front of the audience. Gradually, when I grew up, fresh out of my engineering college, I joined a corporate setup for the first time. My communication style had a gap. How? When I went into a meeting, I always assumed out of nowhere that people would understand the unsaid things about the meeting. And that impacted several aspects of the deliverables that I would deliver in future. I used to assume that, okay, this thing obviously is understood by a certain section of people. The other thing is understood by a certain section of people. So obviously I need not explain or need not discuss it with my team lead, and it will be eventually understood by people. And that is where the gap was. My communication style was not direct, it was supportive. I just used to support whatever was told to me and do it accordingly. And that impacted all the aspects, or say several other aspects of my deliverables. Gradually, after I completed my MBA, and now that I have had around 6-7 years of experience, I'm touching 30. I've gained some amount of maturity, gained some amount of wisdom. I hope so. Now, I realize that it is very, very important to be very specific in your thoughts, especially in professional setups and even in your personal relationships. Whatever you want, whatever you expect, whatever you have to deliver, you need to be very clear, and with a lot of brevity, you need to communicate it in front of the audience. That is my personal development, and that's how I got to know my communication style. And how can I complete my speech without my motherhood journey? Of course, I'm a new mother. I'm a mother to a 1-year-old daughter. And my communication style is evolving now. How? When you talk to a toddler, your communication style takes all forms. It can be initiating, it can be supportive, it can be direct, it can be whatnot. It can be analytical as well. Why analytical? Because you tend to analyze what your daughter wants. Does she want to play? Does she want to sleep? Does she want to have food? What does she want? At 3 in the morning, what does she want exactly? I'm trying to be analytical. I'm trying to understand what is she doing exactly. And that's how my communication style has reached a level wherein it has transformed from supportive to direct to analytical now. So that is my journey of developing or exploring my communication style. So in the end, I would want to urge all of you, till you reach your dotage, discover your communication style. Through your communication style, you will not only discover how you communicate, but how your personality has developed all this while. Because as it is said, the most important journey is the journey within. Thank you.
Thank you, Monica. Totally agree with you that communication style we develop over the period of time. Can we have a round of applause to her? Moving on, for next speaker, evaluator is Toastmaster Devayani Nair. Please, can you please confirm your presence, Devayani Nair?
Yes, Toastmaster Sudhakar, I'm here.
Thank you. She has 30+ years of experience in academia as a principal and now as a trainer. She is the mother of 2 wonderful children, and one of them, her son, Sauvik, introduced her to Toastmasters. And yes, she is another speech crafter who is now all set to become a Toastmaster. Toastmaster Samita Kar. Today, she is attempting effective coaching, level 2, project number 3, understanding your communication style. She got two purpose. First one is learn about different communication styles and identify her primary style. And the second one will be to share impact of her style on others. The duration will, please note down the duration, is 5 to 7 minutes. Toastmaster Samita Kar, and then Toastmaster Samita Kar. Over to you.
And then it happened. Fellow Toastmasters, esteemed guest, are you interested in knowing what happened? Let me see your hands. Yes, I can see Toastmaster Sandeep nodding his head. Let me take you back to 2015. Suddenly, I receive a news as a principal that 50 Adivasi, that is tribal students who live in far-flung villages and forested area, are going to come to my school to join and be integrated with the regular students. These children have never been to school, not even to Anganwadis, where they teach basics in their mother tongue. It was a monumental responsibility. everything fell on me. Their food, their clothing, their education, their lodging, every single thing I had to take care of. What was it? A daunting challenge? Or was this a perfect golden opportunity? I thought about it and I thought that I will bring out all the arsenals of communication that I have and use them judiciously. For the students, I need to have an initiating style of communication, make them feel safe, make them feel that they can come here and learn. For the management, I needed a direct approach, telling them what to do in this extraordinary situation. For the teacher who would be joining to teach them, I needed to be supportive, lending her a helping hand at every stage that she was teaching, because this was not a regular class. We had to remember that. I sat down, crafted a plan, and then I sent a detailed proposal to the management. The management looked at it and approved of most of my plans. I was happy. After that, the teachers and some of the parents came up with a protest. No, 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 no. Don't take these tribal children here. They will be creating trouble. They will steal. They are not fit to be put in this school. This is a prestigious school. I looked at them and said, why not? Why not? We are going to try. I also was not sure whether we will be successful or not, but I needed to put my 100% there. Many teachers and parents started supporting me. And then I said, take this opportunity to teach all the children and me too, kindness, empathy, and how we can integrate these students with the regular students. First day, those little kids came. My heart melted. 5-year-old, innocent looking child with bright eyes, looking around. They will be leaving their parents, coming to a place which is completely different from where they live, just so that they can have a dream, just so that they can have a better life. I have felt responsible. I took them to the class, which was already decorated, and I showed them and told them, welcome children, see, this is where you will have fun and you will learn. To be met with a stare. I quickly changed my tactics and I started speaking in the different languages that I knew. Still, only a stare. Okay, this is not something which I had envisioned. Suddenly, a small boy came out and started speaking. Now it was my turn to look and scratch my head. He was a tribal student. He was speaking in a dialect, Bundi, which none of us understood. This is an impasse. This we had not thought of. We all started looking at one another. Little Anand came forward. In broken Marathi, monosyllabic words, he started speaking. Wow! We got a way out. We also started speaking in monosyllabic words, using a lot of gestures, using body languages. And then 3 months later, I suddenly hear, I hear thunder, oh do you? Never in my life did I hear thunder sound so melodious to my ears. They were picking up. They were learning the language. Challenge persisted. They refused food. My mess manager, Sandeep, came and told me, Madam, we needed to add spice in their food. I put my foot down, saying, children can't take spices. He told me that, ma'am, from the place that they come, only one meal is made, and that meal is a spicy food served to everybody. I relented and changed. Lo and behold, they started eating. One problem solved. And then it happened. It happened then that 50% of the students got integrated with the regular students. That is what we were looking for. It was a great moment for me. I successfully made sure that I took up this challenge and we all could make a difference in the life of these children. All challenges lead us to immense growth. Don't you agree with me? What do you think, TMOD? Over to you. Thank you.
That is extremely inspiring. And in fact, I am actually waiting to hear more and then stories. And surely empathy is a powerful tool. We all agree. So can we have a round of applause for Samita? Moving on. Next, Evaluator Toastmaster Suresh Madhavan for next speaker. Can you please confirm your presence, Toastmaster Suresh?
Hello, yes, I'm here.
Thank you. Hailing from Hyderabad, our next speaker is an MSc in Psychology and B.Ed in Special Education. He is a retired principal from state government with a deep passion for training and public speaking. He is certified in the T program. His areas of interest are education and special education, empowerment of PWDs, welfare of senior citizens, and de-addiction. Toastmaster Atul C Srivastava. Today he is attempting his leadership development path, level 2, path 3. Project name Introduction to Toastmasters Mentoring. He has a couple of purposes. The first one is to clearly define how Toastmasters envisions mentoring. The second would be share some aspect of a previous experience as a protege. Duration will be 5 to 7 minutes. Toastmaster Atul C Srivastava, Igniting Mentors. Igniting Mentors, Toastmaster Atul Srivastava, over to you.
Igniting Mentors. Igniting Mentors. William Shakespeare has rightly said that the world is a stage and we all are actors playing our designated role. And most significant role is the role of a mentor and proteges is the who has made the society to attain progress and lead to such a unimaginable height in today's world. I remember my college days. After completion of my post-graduation, I happily returned to Hyderabad from Mumbai. And it was a very happy occasion because I completed my PG and there was no pressure on me of studies for future. Everyone was very much excited to receive me. But this happiness was for a very short time. People around me had a lot of expectations and it was me now to fulfill their expectations. I was supposed to decide whether I had to apply for government job or for the private job. Government job is highly impossible and take long term of notification, exams, interviews, and if everything goes smooth, maybe I may be getting an appointment order. And for private job, I prepared my CV and went for the regular interviews, and most of the time I was rejected because I was fresh and didn't have enough experience for the job. So I soon realized that the life outside the academic campus is very different and challenging. No education system has ever taught us to meet those challenges. So I was caught suddenly, unaware, unprepared, and was facing only one question from every corner: when will you join a job? I was silently experiencing the darkest side of my being an unemployed person. I was a budding star, and I was a blend of excitement and nervousness. But suddenly, everything looked uncertain and unsure, and I found myself standing on a crossroad. I was eagerly waiting for someone to come and guide me, illuminate the dark corners of my life with his professional and technical expertise, and provide me invaluable lessons to bring me out of this trial and tribulence with his word of wisdom. Roshan, the son of my neighbor who cleared UPSC at that time, came to my help. He extended the help at the time when I needed most, and I was on the lowest ebb of my life. He taught me both SWOT and SMART analysis and built right frame of mind. He collaborated with me to enlist all my dreams and converted it into workable, tangible goals. He also assisted me to draw a time-bound roadmap with a proven frame of methodology and evaluation scale. He guided me to develop leadership skills as well as communication and stress management skills, and further sharpened my reading, writing, and comprehensive skills. To him, in him, I was the first experiencing the significance of mentorship. I found him to be a true friend of mine who understands me well and who advises me to think beyond the knowledge of textbooks. He used to listen me patiently. Through probing techniques, he used to develop an insight into me to see the problem and probable solutions. He was very flexible and respected even my incapabilities. For him, to err was human, and to fall is also okay. Not to be okay was also okay. So this kind of attitude helped me to develop diverse perspectivity of thinking capabilities. He was honest, and he never told me that I am wrong, even when I was wrong. He was always sharing practical exposure and problem analysis with constructive feedback. He always ensured that my action should speak louder than my words. He provided me emotional and psychological backup to make me the better version of myself. I found myself developing a crystal clear vision and mission. Then the trust and bonding was grown so much that whatever he suggested went directly into my mind, and it generated a thirst and energy from inside. So after continuous 2 years of hard work, I became a state government officer, and my dream has come true. Everybody was applauding me and my success, but I knew that it was only because of Roshan, that the mentor because of whom I have got this position. And I salute him and convey my heartfelt thanks and gratitude to the mentors. Mentors are very important in life, as they are the gift of God, who believe in our hidden capabilities and potentials and make our journey more meaningful, and especially in turbulence. Thank you.
Thank you, Atul. Thank you for sharing your journey. I do agree, mentors are very important. I also kind of having a similar story similar to yours. I didn't had a mentor for a long time, and luckily ex-boss was my mentor. Thank you. Can we have a round of applause to Atul? Let's move on. So this is the 7th speaker. Evaluator will be Shilpa Reddy, Toastmasters Shilpa Reddy. Can you please confirm your presence?
I'm here.
Thank you, Shilpa. Next speaker is He is a avid non-fiction book enthusiast, a dedicated practitioner of David Allen's Getting Things Done method, and a prominent ExCom member at Toastmasters Indiranagar Pride. Toastmaster Punith C K. He is attempting innovative planning level 4 project 1, manage project successfully. He also got two purposes. The first one will be to practice developing a plan, building a team and fulfilling the plan with the help of his team. The second purpose of the first speech is for the member to give the short overview of the plan for his project. Please note duration will be 5 to 7 minutes. Toastmaster Punith C K, Smart Goals. Smart Goals, Toastmaster Punith C K, over to you.
When I registered my name for the evaluation contest last year, I was at loss. I didn't know how to proceed. When I approached a senior member, he was ready to help, and I won't forget his help. And like this way, many mentors, many members in Toastmasters helped me and influenced me to give a valuable contribution to the club. When I was an ExCom member twice in Toastmasters Indiranagar Pride, I observed this problem since I was an ExCom member in a row. The new club officers always face the problem for conducting a meeting and planning the meetings. It doesn't mean the previous club officers, they didn't contribute well for the knowledge transfer. But the lack of system is the problem for the knowledge transfer from previous club officers to new club officers. Then when I gave a thought, and I got an idea of why can't I use a Notion tool? Those who don't know Notion tool, it's a tool which can be used to track our personal projects and personal project progress. And this is the tool I used to track all the docs related to the clubs. It can be action item, the checklist, or meeting minutes and whatnot. And also I want to enforce the 2 club operations in my club. The first one is the weekly ExCom meeting. The second one is briefing the roles. I defined a scope, prepared a plan, set a deadline of a week, and started executing the project. I consider 4 members in my team. Coming to first 2 members, what I did, it is not quite something new. The numerous club has already implemented it, and many organizations use different techniques and tools to organize their system. I choose these 2 people. They have a wide range of expertise from different industries. They help me in giving the feedback throughout the project. And thankfully, they are familiar with the Notion tool and they gave me a valuable feedback. I need next 2 members who will follow the process I define. Because I choose the club officers because those are the right stakeholders to follow the process I define and give me the feedback. I wrote a doc for how to conduct ExCom meeting, then how to brief the roles before the meeting. They followed it and they observed a new synergy in the club meeting. Overall, it was a good experience. The people I chose were enthusiasts and I was able to give a valuable contribution to the club. The third one, I always like the kinesthetic style of learning. Here we learn by involvement. There are many things I learned. Let me name few. The first one, even though I defined scope, but there are some places project got deviated. For example, I listed down the 12 docs where I had to write an outline for the doc. It was taking more time than allotted. I got to know that the importance of drawing mathematical picture for the project. Another one, I scheduled and interact with the team on one-to-one basis. I had one-to-one meeting with my team members. Instead, I could have had a group meeting that could have saved my time. Along with that, the overall, I had insightful experience. This project helped me to understand the importance of planning, organizing, breaking the project into multiple tasks, and delegating the tasks. And most importantly, I got to know the benefit of collaborating with great minds. We shared our thoughts and they inspired me to. I love reading books. They inspired me to read the books. I might probably read those books in the future. Considering all this, it emphasizes the Benjamin Franklin quote. He says, "Tell me, I will forget. Teach me, I may remember. Involve me, I will learn." Thank you, and over to Toastmaster after it.
That is powerful quote. Thank you, Toastmaster Punith. Can we have a round of applause for him? Moving on, last prepared speech for the day, but not the least for sure. For this speaker, evaluator will be Smriti, Toastmasters Smriti S Mohanty. Can you please confirm your presence, Toastmaster Smriti?
Yes, I'm here.
Thank you. I have a special request before I introduce the next speaker. When speaker is speaking, I request only assigned role players to ask question and request others not to ask question. He is a software engineer working in Bangalore. His interests include music, cooking, sports, trekking, traveling, doing adventure sports such as rafting, paragliding, etc. And the list goes on. He is keen on learning new things and being able to do something that has an impact. Toastmaster Chaitanya Prasad. He is attempting presentation mastery level 4 project 1, understanding your communication style. The purpose of this project for him is to practice the skills needed to address audience challenges when he presents outside the Toastmasters Club. Please note, duration of this speech is 10 to 15 minutes. Toastmaster Chaitanya Prasad, stories. Stories, Toastmaster Chaitanya Prasad, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Just one correction. This project is managing difficult audience and
okay, I'm sorry for that.
No problem at all.
Apologies.
I hope my evaluator has a correct form.
Yes, I do have it.
Okay. Then I'll begin. What unites us the most? Is it the color of our skin? Is it our wealth? Or is it the family we are born into? Stories. Stories is something that connects every human. Since the dawn of humanity, it has been our sole purpose to pass on information and knowledge to the ones coming after us. Believe it or not, throughout our lives, we have been inspired, educated, and also manipulated through stories. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Since stories has done so much for humanity, allow me to present my views on stories. When we all recall our memories with our grandparents, we always remember the time when we all huddled up with our cousins in one big blanket and our grandmother told us amazing bedtime stories. It was a way where we all connected among ourselves and our elders. But why is it that we connect over stories so much? See, we humans are an extremely imaginative and emotional beings. So whenever someone starts narrating a real life event or even a fictional event, we tend to create images of it. We start generating emotions in our mind and we relive that situation as if it were happening with us. And this brings us to a common ground where each of us is thinking about the same thing, and this helps them to relate with each other. It is so effective that stories in motivational stories are even told to soldiers who go to war. Even people like us get motivated and take inspiration from stories of great personalities. But the magic of stories is not just limited to some temporary motivation or inspiration. It is way more powerful than that.
Chaitanya, I also agree with you, but I also have a story. Can I tell the story in this moment?
You
I
will
think
get a chance.
I remember. I think I remember. I think the previous day, the someone was
Yes,
talking
Punith.
about telling a story.
I would like to pause you
And
here. I would like to ask you to stop here. We'll take your story towards the end of the meeting because my speech is not very long and it won't bore you. So I'll definitely hear your story and we all will enjoy it together. Is that okay with you?
Sure, we can connect later.
Thank you. So I'll continue with my speech. So as I was saying that in the beginning, I mentioned that we have been using storytelling since ancient times. And today we can see carvings on old monuments and also drawings in caves. These things.
Chaitanya, I
Yes.
like to hear the stories behind your scene. Behind you, there are many frames I can see. Can
Oh
you
yes, I
explain
love
the
to
pictures,
decorate my room.
what that represent? So, what are the picture represents? Can you tell the story about that picture? I
I
like to
will
hear.
tell that as well, but towards the end of the speech. I'll make a note of it.
I like to hear in your speech, not end of the speech.
It will be a continuation, don't worry. You'll not feel it as an end.
Okay.
So as I was saying, that we can see drawings in caves, and that tells us about our older civilizations. So, for an instance, the discovery of an old civilization like Harappa or the finding of ornaments and weapons have told us a lot about the lifestyle of what our older generation used to do. Now, gathering information about our history is one thing, but gathering information, creating a story out of it, learning and unlearning, and then getting a perspective of how we can proceed in our future is what matters. So here we learn from history, but
Toastmaster Chaitanya, I would just like to put my point ahead. What
yes,
I feel is that we Homo sapiens progressed far better as compared to other species because of the art of collaboration and not because of the art of storytelling. We humans tend to collaborate far better than other species, and which is why we have progressed so far. Don't you think so?
agreed. But why do you think you would collaborate with a person whose mindset doesn't match with you at all? You think of North and the other person thinks of South.
But
Would you
difference of
collaborate with
opinion
them?
is a point to be taken, right?
Difference of opinion will be considered, but you would have to have something in common, and that has to be something that is related to both of you. Maybe you both are in the same company or you both are working in the same field, something like that. And only then would you be able to collaborate, right?
Okay, noted.
For this discussion, again, I'll make a note of it and we'll proceed towards the end of the meeting. Is that okay with you, Toastmaster Monica?
Yep, thank you.
Okay. So, as we were speaking of how stories help us preserve our cultures. In this meeting, most of us are from different backgrounds and we come from different communities as well. But in every community, we follow some kind of traditions or rituals that has been passed on to us through our elders. We celebrate festivals as our parents used to and their parents before them, isn't it? So every tradition and festival that we
Toastmaster Bimpy, don't you think that storytelling is really, no, I don't know, kind of, it's not that great. Stories, do they interest us?
Yeah, I
What do
was
you
just
feel?
thinking most of the people are not on.
Yeah, we watch videos and reels nowadays. Stories,
So,
who wants to listen to? So what do you say?
Toastmaster Samita, being
I'm
a
just
principal
thinking
in your
to
profession,
share this Zoom background so people might be
I
waiting
would like
for
to
the background
interrupt
to
here,
come on. Yeah.
Toastmaster
Okay.
Bimpy,
Yeah.
that since Toastmaster Samita is a principal in her profession and she has been teaching students, and the best way to attract students is not just to impose some topic, but to entangle them in some stories and all for the
Yeah,
young
but no
students.
one listens to them nowadays. Everyone is busy watching videos. They don't like
Yes, because
storytelling.
that is another kind of storytelling in a digitized form. I'll be coming to that in my speech
Do you
in
feel
some
that,
time.
Bimpy?
Yeah, even I'm thinking.
Yeah, kind
Yes,
of. Yeah.
but we will discuss on the pros and cons of the digital environment and the older ways afterwards. I guess I've
Toastmaster
covered it.
Chaitanya, would you mind if I can share Zoom background? I can see a lot of people are not like coming on
Yes,
videos.
sure.
Maybe they are waiting for Zoom background.
You need not take my permission. You can share it in the chat while I speak to others. Thank you. Okay. So now I was saying that every festival and rituals we follow has some hidden message along with it, and that that we follow subconsciously or consciously. Uh, Now, to core of this are stories which have been a medium to transfer that information or belief throughout generations. These beliefs, these common beliefs within a community, helps develop a sense of human unity among them. In many communities, you would have seen that a group of people even tell religious story. They narrate them through the medium of dance and music. So here they clubbed entertainment with storytelling. And gradually, this form of entertainment has become a very big industry. The film industry, as we all know, the Hollywood, Bollywood, there are many such industries in the entire world, which create cinema, which is a dramatized version of stories. Now, these cinema are either for entertaining us, some fictional stories, or they can be something that has happened in the past or a prediction of what might happen in a future. They might also give us a peek inside our current society, which may help us to improve ourselves. And through cinema, it has opened a lot many new professions and a lot of money flows through it. And that also helps in improving the GDP of the country and the livelihoods of a lot many people. So we now see that stories have the power to create memories. They generate wealth, they generate employment, they educate us and pass on our heritage. But every coin has two sides to it. Stories are powerful, but they can be used for destruction as well. Toastmaster Bimpy and Toastmaster Samita, I guess your point of interest will start from now. So like I mentioned previously, that we are very emotional beings and we can recreate the emotions in our mind and relive it. So if you consume a lot of digital content which has too much of violence or too much of tragedy, it might have some effect on you. No actual damage is done to you, but it is just an ill effect of overconsumption of the wrong kind of stories through digital medium. It is said that if a lie is said multiple times and most people start believing in it, it becomes a new truth. And in today's world, it is very easy to create different versions of truth and spread false information. I'll give you an example. Can people raise hands who have used Facebook or Orkut back in 2009 or 2010? Just raise of hands. Okay, I see no one. Maybe okay, Toastmaster Monica had used. So that time, there was a picture that circulated on social media saying NASA has taken a picture of India during Diwali, and in that picture, the whole country was lit up. Most of us believed it. Even I was believing in it until my father called me an idiot, saying this is not practically possible. And this is how false information spreads, and a huge population starts to believe in something that is not true at all. Through false stories or information, we can also manipulate big communities or also defame people. Recently, last week, OpenAI, it's a company who made ChatGPT, has launched an AI model called Sora, which can create motion graphics through just text instructions. If you haven't seen the video, please go check it out. The images, the graphics are so real. It is so real that it would appear as if it was a real video of a real person taken live. So with the advancement of tech, it has become so easy to manipulate events, to create false stories, uh, and then spread it to a larger mass of people. And now in today's world, it has become very difficult to differentiate between what is real and what is not. But if it can do so much of damage to us, why is it that we are continuing this art of storytelling to our future? Well, one thing is we can't run away from it. We need to tell stories to express our emotions. Second is that we as a race, like Toastmaster Monica had mentioned, have evolved through collaboration and many other skills. We are not as strong as the wild animals, but still we survived. We must be having some X factor, and that X factor is our brain. We can use our brains to judge whether the story we are listening to or the content we are consuming is true or not. It right now, since the medium of storytelling has been advanced to cinema and social media, it is very important to be cautious about what we see and what we believe. It is also important to verify information.
Master Chaitanya, you
Yes.
spoke about artificial intelligence. So, do you think this art of collaboration is going to be sustainable for us? Like we humans are going to rule over this planet or maybe some other planet in future. Don't you think AI or some other technology is going to take over and this art of collaboration is going to go down the drain?
Toastmaster Monica, this is an interesting question, and this is going to take some time. So I'll just complete my part in next 2 minutes, and then I'll come down to it and we can discuss on it. That works for you?
Yep.
Thank you. So as I was saying, that it is very important to differentiate and verify information from different sources. It is also important to ask questions. It is very important to be critical of what we see. For example, the image which I was talking about that NASA had released about India and the whole nation was lit up during Diwali. If we had asked us this question that some areas have jungles, some have deserts, some have mountains, some don't even have electricity, then how is it practically possible? Then in that case, the picture wouldn't have circulated so much. And where does these all of these false information come from? Social media. So it is also important to limit the use of social media and the kind of content we consume. So as beautiful and powerful stories are, in the wrong hands, it can cause chaos. Since we cannot avoid stories because of the wonderful things it has done to our society, we can be more selective of what story we should believe in and what we can just leave for entertainment. So that is all from my side. Now, I would like to come back to Toastmaster Monica's point, where she asked that this art of collaborating with other human beings, will it be possible through AI? Well, my opinion is that AI has developed a lot, but it is still learning. AI cannot do something which is natural. It is learning the ways of humans, which humans have done before. But we are an evolving creature. We can do new things. As in, earlier we used to walk on all four of our limbs. Now we walk on two. Our way of thinking and way of hunting has changed. And in that manner, we have evolved. Our way of thinking has evolved. Similarly, right now, AI, whatever content they have, they are learning from what we used to do from in the past years. So in the upcoming future, we can take different route, and I think AI can never match our intelligence. Maybe it can be faster, but they cannot match our intelligence. The time is up. If you all have any other question or you want to discuss any other stories like Toastmaster Raja and Toastmaster Punith wanted to, please text me on WhatsApp. I will respond to you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Well done, Toastmaster Chaitanya. I think everybody has played their role well. It looked like me at one point of time as actually I'm watching Jugalbandi. Well done. A big round of applause to Toastmaster. Okay, that is the end of the prepared speech. Timer, Toastmaster Sandeep, can you let us know if there are any disqualifications, please?
For the Chaitanya speech, he took 15 minutes 48 seconds, which is barely 10 seconds over the grace period allotted. Other than that, everyone else was well within their time, allotted times.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sandeep. However, today, since we had a couple of icebreaker speeches, we will not having any polls. No polls will be launched today. Okay, so now time is 8:51. Can we have a 5 minutes break? So let's come back at 8:56. Let's have 5 minutes break.
Toastmaster Bimpy, can you play music?
Hi.
Okay, after the break, welcome back. Our next session is evaluation session. Our first evaluator, Toastmaster Noor Mohammed, can you please confirm your presence?
Yes, Toastmasters, I'm here.
Toastmaster Noor Mohammed been a Toastmaster since 2013. He is a well-experienced evaluator and also always a very supportive Toastmaster and down-to-earth person. He will be evaluating speaker Toastmaster Yogesh Kumar. Over to you, Toastmaster Noor Mohammed.
Thank you, Toastmasters today, fellow Toastmasters, dear guests. Very good evening to you all. Now, dear Yogesh, mark my words, you will always remember me as your first evaluator. Now, until now, I haven't met a speaker who breaks the ice as structured and as detailed as you did today. Now, the mark of a potential speaker, a great speaker, is the content. Even though you're new to Toastmasters, you had all that content, which gave me a great profile about you. I know that you are an MBA grad who works at Kotak Mahindra dealing with debit. There are 4 members in your family. You love cricket, you love music, chess, and books, and you're interested in finance as well. Now, what I love most about you is that you expounded on each of these things. Like, for example, cricket. You like watching cricket, playing cricket, and for music you like melody and folk music. Chess taught you strategy and Sudoku patience. Now you read non-fiction books and you follow Chetan Bhagat. Now they say devil is in the details, and so is your salvation. Today, my friend, you did a great job with details. Now, other thing I like about the speaking aspect is the authenticity of the speaker. Now, I loved your personal example of how you felt embarrassed after a failed presentation. And what impressed me is your reflective nature and an urge to grow. Now, just having an intention is not enough. Now, action speaks louder, and your action to find out where you can improve your speaking skills led you to the Gabbys Toastmasters. Now, let me assure you one thing, you will definitely grow here. Now, I also could see your grateful nature as you thanked Meeta, Sham, Manvi, and Sudharma who helped you until now. Now, that nature, Toastmaster Yogesh, will help you a lot in the future. Now, what I would suggest for your next speech, Toastmaster Yogesh, is that you do a bit of research into how you present yourself in front of a camera. Now, you have a good presence. There are some best practices which I think you can pick up from your research, which will help you to present yourself in front of the camera. Now, I see great potential in you, Toastmaster Yogesh. I see a person who can evolve into an amazing speaker, a communicator, and a potential leader. I see someone who can make a profound impact with all the mentors at Gabbys and Toastmasters in general. Toastmaster Yogesh, the only way you will go up is up. I wish you only the best onwards, my friend. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Noor Mohammed, for your evaluation. Moving on, our next evaluator is a senior quality analyst at one of the pharmaceutical companies, Equia. She loves traveling and cooking in her leisure time. She joined Toastmaster to elevate her public speaking and leadership skills. Toastmaster Bimpy Kumari. She will be evaluating speaker Toastmaster Arsh Sharma. Over to you, Toastmaster Bimpy Kumari.
Yeah. First of all, congratulations, Toastmaster Arsh Sharma, for delivering your very first speech in Toastmaster, that is Icebreaker. Congratulations on that first.
Thank you.
And what a good start of your speech with a quote. Word only makes sense when you force to it. Now with your icebreaker speech, we know who is Toastmaster Arsh Sharma. He is pursuing IIT BHU from Varanasi, and he's introvert and joined Toastmaster to become best version of yourself. And also likes to live in a moment. So we know who is Toastmaster from your icebreaker speech. What you excelled at, I have 3 points for you. You have structured speech with a clear understanding, and also you have good eye contact with the audience, and as well it was engaging with everyone. You have a story which is engaging with all the audience. Second thing is your speech is an icebreaker speech, but I felt it is inspirational as well. As you said, rather than like focusing what happened in past and what will happen in future, just focus on present and live in a moment. But there is few things you may work on, that is vocal variety, little bit of vocal variety, since it is your first speech, but you may incorporate these points. First is your hand gesture and your vocal variety. Little bit of tone modulation, I could say, when you are expressing your emotions and you are sharing your bond with your parents, like father and mother. So you could have little bit tone modulation you could have incorporated in your speech. And as well your hand gesture. If you can stand and then deliver your speech, so we can see your hand gesture and your confidence as well. But although I liked your speech and you have justified your speech as an icebreaker, and we know who is Arsh Sharma, and but just little bit of like vocal variety and gesture you can implement in your next speech. This is all from my end. All the best for your next speech.
Thanks.
Thank
Thanks
you.
a lot.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bimpy Kumari. Moving on, our next evaluator is an engineer by profession, network engineer, Toastmaster by passion, loves to travel to new places and connect to new people. Introvert, trying to be an ambivert, just do it is his favorite quote. He is none other than Toastmaster Raja Balaji. He will be evaluating speaker Toastmaster Prabha Lohanviwal. Over to you, Toastmaster Raja Balaji.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, and very good evening, fellow Toastmaster and distinguished guests. My special good evening to my speaker, Toastmaster Prabha. First of all, I want to thank you for sharing your leadership experience with us. Today, in this my evaluation, I like to share the 3 points which I liked in your speech. The first thing was questioning. You open your speech with question which hooked the audience. I can see many of our members and guests raised their hands and they shared their thoughts. So the first thing was that questioning. So I like that. The second thing was your speech, your structure of your speech. Your structure, you had a very good structure. The first half of your speech was about problems, and the second half of your speech was problem solving that problem. So kudos to you for that. And the third thing I liked in your speech was the title, Unplanned Leadership. So as per the title, you spoke about your leadership style. Thank you so much for sharing your experience. And coming to area of improvement, I have 2 area of improvement. The first thing was your speech was full of monotonous. There are many chances to bring vocal variety in your speech, because you talked about the first half you was very confident before you're stepping into your stakeholders. So there you could bring some vocal variety. And after your stakeholders questioning, your confidence was very low. There you could change your tone. So that would emphasize, that would reach your, that would elevate your speech next level. And the second half was you find a solution how we can tackle that problem, and you was able to solve the problem. So there you could happily say that solution. So that is the thing I want to say, could bring vocal variety in your speech. The second points of improvement was, as per the project, the speaker should identify his or her project, his or her leadership style. You talked about authoritative style, but you didn't said that was your primary leadership style. You touched about the power of collaboration, but at the end of the speech, I was wondering what is your leadership style. So you could explain what is your leadership style. So overall, you had very good opening and you had very good structure. Your speech, the speech was like a problem-solving approach, and try to focus on the area of improvements. Try to bring vocal variety, and please explain what is your primary leadership style. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Raja Balaji. Moving on, our next evaluator, she aspires to be in policy making and bring change to society. She highly believes in big vision in life, helping others and raising her voice for others. She's into sports, debating, art, etc. She likes to try new things by reading recent articles. Toastmaster Arushika Pandey, she will be evaluating Toastmaster Monica Ashwini. Over to you, Toastmaster Arushika.
Communication. It adds colors to your life. Imagine yourself without communicating, or you're not able to express your views to others. It will be properly black and white in your life. I love the way my target speaker has highlighted why communication is important, because as a purpose statement also ask her to describe what is its importance and what are the different kinds and how it impacted others. So kudos to you for that, addressing the first part of your purpose statement. It is always said that you started with the fire and you ended with the fire. I was astonished and fascinated. It was nothing going on low. Your energy level was not lowering. It was just going on and on. Started with the fire, the rage, and ended with the rage. The power you carry and the way you had the audience engagement. First, you deliver why communication is important, and second, you have described there are 4 different kind of communication style: supportive, analytical, and rest with 2 others. And with a short introduction, if we are analytical, then we will be something just like what chess player does. we will be very slow, and we will just think about the consequence, and we will think beyond and beyond rather than being a direct speaker, just going on and speaking on that. I love that call for action you had. When you were delivering your speech, you had proper hand gesture. And when you started the story of your childhood, the transition you mentioned from being a direct style speaker and the shift to being supportive, and thirdly, being analytical, the flexibility you mentioned with the call for action, that parallelity was amazing. Here, what I would suggest you that is the hand gestures was coming often and often, which is something very distracting to the audience, because hand gestures, why do we use hand gesture? We use it during the highlight of our speeches or during the importance or something you want to the audience to look at more, and which is important, right? It was coming often and often because you had a lot of things to mention. So just one suggestion on that. Secondly, you had excellent storytelling skills. First, you had this audience engagement. It was very smart move. You had the audience engagement, and secondly, you had asked questions, and thirdly, it was story. So no one was bored. It was very captivating and interesting. And the shift you have mentioned, the style shift, it addresses the first part of your purpose statement, that you have different styles. In your school days, you were used to deliver while in front of the mirror, and then being a mother, the beautiful experience you mentioned. The second part of speech which asks you that, how does it impacts to other? So here I would like to encourage you to add what happens before that. After using or being this analytical, this style, what it impacted. Add some glimpse of it. Rest, the energy you carry is totally amazing. And I wish you all the best for your upcoming speeches. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Arushika. Moving on, our next evaluator, she surely a youngest member of the Toastmaster team. Toastmaster club. Devayani is a humanities student from Mount Carmel College, brimming with excitement for learning and growth in every realm she encounters. With a flair for classical dance, she aims to pursue her artistic passion alongside her academic journey. Devayani has joined Toastmasters with a thirst for personal development and commitment to continual learning and improvement. Toastmaster Devayani Nair, she will be evaluating speaker Toastmaster Samita Kar. Over to you, Toastmaster Devayani.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sudhakar. Toastmaster Samita, is always such an honor to be your evaluator as someone who constantly looks up to you. And as always, you've smashed it. You have such a unique way of delivery. And I think it defines you throughout as a speaker. It makes you stand apart. If I hear you, even if I don't have your visuals, I just hear your audio, I know it's you because you have such a unique way of delivering speeches. Now, the storytelling was amazing. The imagery you bring into it, it really makes the audience feel like they were a part of the entire story. And the voice modulation was on point. I remember phrases such as, it was a monumental responsibility. And another one was, where it was audibly noted was 5-year-old innocent looking children with bright eyes. And again, amazing use of languages in words and phrases such as, I had to bring out all arsenals of communication, and it was an impasse, and you used like a hand gesture for it. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Coming to the recommendations, the purpose of this project was for the member to share the impact of her style on others. And you achieved this. You achieved this purpose by telling us completely on how you successfully integrated the students into regular classrooms by going about different communication styles, etc. The next purpose of the speech is for the member to learn about different communication styles and identify her primary style. Now, this purpose, I feel, wasn't really met. See, you said for the students, you needed initiative style of communication. For the management, you needed a direct approach. And for the teachers, you need a supportive approach. So we know that you've identified the different communication styles, but you haven't really given us a deep dive into it, especially with respect to your process of identifying them. And another part of the purpose was for us to know your primary style of communication. And throughout the whole story, I feel like this point was missing. I don't know if your primary style is analytical, direct, initiative, or supportive. See, I think the storytelling aspect of your project overpowered the crux of this, which is for you to tell us the different processes of understanding communication styles and what your main communication style is, right? And I wish we'd gotten more elaborated approach on these aspects. But I do think like these kind of projects require a very good balance between storytelling and the information part of it. But all in all, amazing lines, amazing delivery, amazing storytelling. Just, I wish I had known more about what makes your communication style so you. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for the amazing evaluation.
Thank you, Toastmaster Devayani. Our next evaluator, he is a retired corporate executive and he himself was Toastmaster for last 4+ years. Toastmaster Suresh Madhavan. He will be evaluating Toastmaster Atul C Srivastava. Over to you, Toastmaster Suresh.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster. In a world where knowledge is abundant and opportunities are vast, mentorship can sometimes act like a compass that can help us navigate through a complex web of possibilities. And today, Toastmaster Atul Srivastava, you have demonstrated this in a variety of ways. Some of the things which really fascinated me and stood out in your speech was the clarity with which you spoke. You have such a mesmerizing voice, and this was most suited for a project like this on mentorship, and that came out very well. You had vocal variety, and I know you're capable of using vocal variety, but you use just the right amount which is required for this particular project, and that I must say that it came out very splendidly. Your eye contact initially was a little distracting because I think you were looking at your notes, but as the speech progressed, you were looking at the camera, which is the right way to maintain eye contact in a online meeting, and that came out very well. So you did have eye contact, and you were extremely comfortable. You were very self-assured and a very confident speaker. And I like the way you started. What better way to start with Shakespeare? All the world is a stage, and all the men and women are merely players. They have their exits and their entrances. I think you aced that. You drew me in to your narrative. And then you had 2 examples, because that is what your project says, to give us an example of your experience as a mentee and what Toastmasters, or how Toastmasters envisions mentorship. And both these were beautifully encapsulated in that narrative about Roshan, who is your mentor, and about your own experiences as a mentee with Roshan. A couple of improvements for you. In a speech like this, I think it would be a good idea to tell us something about the disadvantages of mentorship. Perhaps you could have said something like, one of the disadvantages in a mentorship is the risk of dependency on the part of a mentor to rely overly on his or her mentor. And if a mentee relies overly on their mentor, then they may struggle to develop their own independence and decision-making abilities. It is crucial for a mentor to strike a balance, or for the mentee to strike a balance between seeking guidance from a mentor and developing their own critical thinking and progressing. I'd like to wrap up this summary by saying that you have a great voice, you speak with great clarity, you're extremely self-assured. Read your project manual, little more comprehensively so that you're able to look at the flip side or the disadvantages of a very complex situation like or a very complex subject like mentorship, which is very subjective to most people. And if you can just go through this, then I think you will be stuff which box office is made of. Very good luck to you for your future projects. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Suresh Madhavan. Moving on, our next evaluator. She is an image consultant, corporate coach, an ex-corporate, an entrepreneur by heart, a risk taker career-wise, a night owl, and a compassionate capitalist at work, a travel buff, and a music lover who enjoys riding bikes as well as cooking. Toastmaster Shilpa Reddy. She will be evaluating speaker Toastmaster Punith C K. Over to you, Toastmaster Shilpa.
Thank you so much, TMOD, and good evening, Toastmasters. What a lovely evening to hear all the speeches. But to speak about Toastmaster Punith, hello, good evening, Punith. I understand that your speech path is innovative planning, and the project name is Manage Project Successfully, Speech 2. This is my first evaluation for a different pathway which I'm doing otherwise. A pleasure, actually. So speech 1 in this project should have been the plan on which project are you going to take, and speech 2 is about your experience managing a project, right? So to begin with, I must say, Toastmaster Punith, your speech title was great. Content of your speech was valuable. It was an informational speech. You shared your experience of managing a project successfully. Being the audience, I understood that your project was to create a dashboard having 4 members in a team who helped you a lot. You have also explained how this team from different backgrounds have helped you during the course. You have also explained the challenge that you have faced, which is you had the allotted time was less, and also figured out an alternative solution for that. Well done there, Punith. You also explained about what you have learned about collaboration towards the end. What better way to end a speech, Punith? You ended with a great quote. So great work there, shows your excellence as a project manager. So being an evaluator among the audience, I would listen to your speech with utmost concentration because I am the evaluator. But being the audience, I might be attentive, but not very keen to understand the details. So from the audience perspective, Toastmaster Punith, I felt that there were a few missing points in between your speech. The first one is the correlation between your topic name and the content that you have given was not given. Okay, I felt that they were unrelatable. Second thing is you missed on how did you lead the team and how did the team actually help you. You said there were 4 team members, but you did not explain on how specifically what help they did. And also what was the exact learning about collaboration. You said you've learned great amount of details about collaboration, but what exactly have you learned? And you finished your speech while it was green. You just took 5 minutes, 43 seconds, and there is still 1 more minute left to finish your speech. If I were you, I would have understood the project better. If the time given was 7 minutes, I would have used it effectively so that the explanation was much better for the audience. And if I were you, I would challenge to structure the speech in a better way and work on vocal variety a little bit. Bring in the right pauses and smile once in a while, Punith. It would game up your speech delivery. You're very serious, right? To sum up, Toastmaster Punith, congratulations. You have successfully finished the project. Excellent at running the project successfully. You could work on better showcase of the details and practice it in front of the mirror to bring in more of that happy project manager, right? Thank you and all the very best for your next one.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shilpa Reddy, for the wonderful evaluation.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shilpa Reddy. Next evaluation, last evaluation for the day. Smriti was a sales manager by profession and a certified soft skill trainer by interest. After almost a decade, she is now a full-time management student by virtue of time. She joined Toastmasters to sharpen herself of public speaking. Toastmaster Smruti S Mohanty. She will be evaluating speaker Toastmaster Chaitanya Prasad. Over to you, Toastmaster Shruti.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the day. People forget facts, but they remember stories. I will always remember this story presented by Toastmaster Chaitanya, where he beautifully crafted and managed to handle the difficult audience presented during the speech. Toastmaster Chaitanya, the project objective was to ensure and reflect upon your ability to address and diffuse the challenges presented by the audience. You nailed it and excelled it, at the same time completed the project by ensuring you are calm throughout the session and you brought a lot of confidence to the stage. Few things which I really liked about the entire management of the audience, one being you had, while answering the audience, you had different kind of audience who were disturbing you today. Few being very authoritative, where they had a huge point of view to present across. Few were talkative and few were just interrupted in place. You had humor and calmness while addressing them. I love that part. Second, a transition after addressing uninterrupted and then moving back to your story. Sometimes you fail to bridge that gap, but you excelled it by bringing a smooth transition in those two critical aspects of your speech today. Third is your clear articulation while addressing an interrupter and at the same time while narrating your story. You were not over the place, you were stick to it with a clear articulation in your word. I also love the part where you recalled your interrupters in between and asked them, I hope this answered your question. I hope this brought the picture back in place. This shows the way you have thoroughly understood the project in detail. Now, when we are talking about a lot on what went good, let's also try to understand what we all put together can bring certain aspects which will elevate the entire presentation to a very beautiful manner. First thing, I understand our personal nature can be a bit calmer and a smile on our faces like our forte. Having said that, how about bringing more assertiveness while addressing an interrupter? That's very important because if you are presenting, you are taking the stage, you are commanding the stage. A minute assertiveness while addressing few interrupters will definitely help us to bring back that command. The audience will not feel that there was a gap or a lag. Second being, you addressed each and every interrupter. The callback was good. However, I would suggest you to allow the interrupter to complete their sentence first so that they will not feel left out in a meeting. We know they are interrupters, but at the same time, they are your audience and knowing them is our responsibility. So the second suggestion is hear them out completely. Let them finish the question and then you can just move ahead. Third thing being acknowledging the guest question. You did it after the third interrupted, but I was expecting the first two as well. Overall, in a nutshell, you had great transition. The callback on the interrupters were really good. You bought a story and we were knitted throughout by looking at your skill, how you engage with the interrupters, just by being more assertive and addressing them on time will help us to make it more beautiful way. Overall, it's a great presentation. I wish you all the best for your all the near future speeches. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Smruti.
Thank you, Toastmaster Smruti, and thank you all the evaluators. Now, I request Toastmaster Sandeep, can we have a timer's report on evaluation speech and let us know if any disqualifications?
Hi, I hope I'm audible. So Smruti, in the last evaluator, Smruti Mohanty exceeded her allotted time by 5 seconds. She took 3 minutes 35 seconds. All other evaluators were well within their granted time. I will be sharing the exact timings on the screenshot on our chat.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sandeep Belekar. Now I request Zoom Master to proceed for the poll, and please, there is a one disqualification. Please note that. Okay, while polling is going on, I would like to go back to guest and request them to share their feedback on today's speech marathon. So, request guests, please share your feedback.
We have Yashwant. Yashwant, if you're still there.
We have Casey Anupama.
New member.
Yashwanath, you are there?
I'm here, sir. Anupama.
Anupama, please go ahead. Please share your feedback.
Overall, it was good, sir. I'm new to this platform, but I'm learning it. So this is my second into this. Overall, it was very good, sir. That's all I can say.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Anupama. Anyone else? Yashwanath, you are there? Okay. I guess we do not have more guests today. So Zoom Master is the polling is.
Yes, I
shared
in the chat.
Yeah, I shared the chat in.
Okay.
Yeah, I have shared the result in your chat box.
So today's best evaluator is Noor Mohammed. Can we give a big round of applause to Noor Mohammed?
Congratulations, Toastmaster.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Toastmaster.
Okay, we have come to almost end of the meeting. Toastmasters and guests. It's almost 9:31. I think we are bang on time. And I hope you all enjoyed the meeting and hope to see you on Thursday, 7 p.m. at our Gabbys online Toastmaster Club meeting. Wish you all the best and good night to all.
Good night, all. Thank you.
Good night. Thank you.
Thank you.